Welcome to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. Join us in our campaign and shenanigans as we explore the subterranean labyrinths, plunder hordes of treasure, battle legendary monsters. This podcast will be following our gaming group and the adventures of these characters, as well as a few guests from time to time. Join us as we start a new campaign and our journey to experience the best, and maybe the worst, in the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons.
Hi, this is Kellie, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Welcome back to Circus Chimera.
Woohoo!
You guys are good. It's only taken, 4 years? You're good.
Yeah, no, I mean...
It's a science now.
We have had some practice.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been 4 years?
It's been 4
Oh
years,
my
yeah.
gosh.
Since we started the D&D 5th edition one, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Scion one was a little bit earlier than that, but Scion went on a bad hiatus. Speaking of Scion, next week, did you guys pick a day for that game?
I thought we were going to do it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. I was waiting.
Because that's Valentine's Day, right?
Valentine's Day.
Well, I didn't know if you guys had plans.
I mean, gaming.
I'm going to spend that time with my husband, gaming.
Okay.
I might make something nice for you all to eat.
Woo!
Okay. That's
And
awesome.
as it is a holiday, I can probably it is a holiday that involves chocolate, so it will give me license to be bad that day.
Hello, madam.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be doing a Scion one-shot next week.
So we come and show up for that.
Yay!
So where last we met, you guys were in the town of WintersGrasp. You entertained the entire community at the castle. His lordship was brought back to happier times with your presence. The sheriff was mocked viciously, and apparently the cake is inside the book box.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's because it smells like cats.
Did he get out of it?
Yeah.
Oh, darn it.
We were all
Being
looking.
cute. He's like, "You're looking at me. Stop it!" Now he's checking out my backpack.
Hmm.
So, you were at the castle. Good times were being had, except for the sheriff who was being mocked horribly.
Well, that's what you get if you are, a jerk face.
And
So-
oppressing the people!
Yes, down with the oppressors.
And the
And we discovered that he has a fake document to try and make him heir.
And we are going to have none of it.
And we were
None of
kind of
it.
thinking of making the chancellor,
The
because we
steward-
have two people with who
steward.
can forge documents, so that we might alter this document a little.
And I'm very charming.
Yeah.
So,
And there's another bard in town.
She's also very charming.
You're smitten.
I mean, a little bit.
Speaking of that, Violet left with her 4 gentlemen suitors,
Yes, Violate.
and our dear bard left with her lady suitor.
Yes, I did. Right. I did.
So, the other 3 members of the party, did you just crash, or did you do anything else entertaining?
I mean, after I discovered and took the our friend out about the document and stuff, I'm gonna see if I can scope out where the captain's room is.
You mean his room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what is the rest of you doing?
I found an alcove to pray.
Okay, so you're praying the
And
prayer?
spent several times.
You're praying the pray.
You're praying the pray.
I'm praying for this.
He's
faith
young,
of the
he can do
prey
it more
that
than
the
once.
sheriff is praying on.
Oh, that's
More
funny.
little ladies.
And what of our dear wizard?
Smirking knowingly at our juggler, and then tossing and turning in the wagon of of doom.
Okay.
She's gonna cut you.
She is gonna cut
She's gonna
it.
take a slice of cake.
It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So while we have this moment, while I chew and plan and plot,
Mm-hmm.
everyone go ahead and introduce yourself and your character in case everyone's forgotten.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I'm looking at you, Kellie.
Oh, okay.
You're on the spot.
Hi, I'm Kellie. I am playing Mistral, the Mam'selle Dangerous. I am the high wire
Ow!
dagger juggling rogue.
Sorry. He just couldn't resist a tempting
I'm gonna touch the butt.
temptation. Here, bribe him for his.
So Evie, you and Violet are up next.
I am Evie. I am Violet. I am the half-orc, half-barbarian, strong woman, bearded lady.
Excellent.
I pull the cart.
And our
Stupid
heartstrings.
donkey, out of my way.
That's not what all the farm boys are saying tonight.
Oh, she pulled their
They want me to
carts.
pull their carts.
The fields have been plowed, sir.
No, pull their parts.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Takes more than one to take care of me. That small.
Jaaz, I play Melvin the Maester, the stage maester, or maybe actually the actual maester after this last episode. We shall see. In any case, he loves a good intrigue and a good insult.
And is he a?
Oh, he's a gnome. He's a gnomish wizard. And I don't get the braids.
Is there a Pippi Longstocking reference going on here? Did you need more alcohol?
All right.
I don't know if it's more or less, or
Did you want the?
In
No,
because
no,
I got
no,
everything,
and
then she still kept quizzing me
rub.
with the braids.
I
and
know.
I'm like,
There's a.
Oh, the spice rub.
Yes.
In the land of the ginger,
Jocelyn
do
and
you
I
squeeze
started
gnomes
early.
to get alcohol?
Yes. In the land of the ginger, we squeeze gnomes to get rum.
You know that's a dirty little lie the gnomes told you back then, right?
Yeah.
I've heard it's great fun to juice a gnome.
Oh my goodness. Right, so I'm Jocelyne and I play Ridella the Radiant, or Ray for short, who is the
Oh,
half-elf.
No, do not use that one. She gets the real coke.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm allergic
No
to
diet.
It's in the kitchen, lovey.
All right.
Thank
That's
you.
why I
Yeah.
asked.
Yeah, thanks. So she's the half-elf bard who, likes to sing the group in and, mock the wicked and take down the oppressive, aristocratic overlords. Resident firebrand.
Mm-hmm.
And lover extraordinaire.
Oh, my.
That's our girl.
Yes, thank you, lovey.
Right.
So when the camera pans back in,
Oh,
You're
right,
right.
we've got...
You slighted me. My hair is angry. All right.
Last but not least,
I'm gonna apologize right now for the accent. It's going to change rapidly and not be consistent because I don't do the Irish.
No,
Not allowed to.
Right, and I'm going to have to move from next to you if you're going to do Irish because I can't.
But
I
I'm
can't.
like, what are you doing?
I was
my
trying
name
to
is
get
Cody,
over, but it wasn't
and
working.
the character name is gonna be Blain Eister.
What?
I don't know Eister.
I thought
That's
you were doing
Blain.
I thought you just
No,
said
it was
It was Irish last time.
I know, but I thought you switched to German.
Yeah, well, it's going to be an adventure of accents.
Well, his god is a god of knowledge. So.
Yeah.
background
You know
is
what?
charlatan.
Yes.
Fair point. Fair point. Blain Eister. Eister, alright?
Thin star.
Like Thin Star?
Thin star. Oh, my hair's coming out. Oh well.
Yeah.
Your
alright.
elvish tongue can't pronounce it correctly.
Right, no. on
Your
the-
skillful elvish tongue can't curl in that direction.
I don't.
We need to not talk about her skillful elvish tongue right now, okay?
I mean,
No, we just have to ask that other bard about her.
their songs.
Oh,
She'll certainly
there
say
were
it
epics
in
all
that
night long,
direction.
everybody.
So as the camera pans back
Right.
in, You get this beautiful 4:30 in the morning-ish, right when the sun is starting to glow on the horizon.
Oh, so
Like, not right now in
early.
winter when it's still dark at 7, but, you know,
Ah.
all of a sudden, you know, the camera pans around the village. You see the gnome curled up under the wagon. You see the half-orc and her 4 suitors in a barn somewhere when one of them realizes, oh crap, it's early, and goes running off to get to chores. And then the camera pans into a window that the shutters have not been closed.
Oh, right.
And a tastefully lurid, but not scandalous,
Uh-huh.
pair of bards who just lay with just a sheet covering each of them,
Right.
looking deeply into each other's eyes, sing the song of music in their souls.
We're discussing chord progressions.
Yes.
Right.
So here's a very good private moment.
It started with minor last night. And then moved to major.
What's her name again? I can't remember.
You're a
Right.
That's
Dave.
typical.
I didn't write it down.
You know you're talking about special things.
Right now,
You
she
know that.
she playfully tells you, my name is whatever you want it to be.
Right, I'm just, I can't remember if you ever gave us a name.
I did lightly, but it was it meant to be changed on the fly.
Right, good. So, I'm going to call her Sweetheart. And we'll figure out a name later, since neither of us remember. So no jokes about
Was it
me
Romina? No, it
being
wasn't. It was...
terrible. Even though I am terrible, but I am a sucker for a pretty face
Mm-hmm.
and a hopeless romantic.
Oh, that's right. I have a...
So, right. So, Sweetheart, you seem to know a bit about the lay of the land here and this sheriff and the goings on. Is there any insight you can share with us about, you know, when this sheriff arrived and sort of seems to be a bit of a change in the management? Things used to be a lot more friendly for the working folk here.
She just kind of playfully sits there, and she's like, "Well, I've only been in town about a month,
Month longer than us.
and I've tried to keep my head down to just, you know, make sure I don't get in trouble with the local law, because apparently they seem to be very rough on the locals."
They
And-
didn't used to be.
Well, I'm not sure how things exactly have changed, but there definitely is the feeling that there's a new sheriff in town,
Mm,
and I
He's
wouldn't
a
want
bit of a
you.
dick.
right.
And I wouldn't want you getting hurt, you know, causing any trouble.
Well, I certainly don't want to get hurt, but sometimes trouble is my middle name, as they say. So, what about you? Where'd you come from, sweetheart? Have you been just wandering the realm?
Well, I actually come from across the Swan Sea, but I've been traveling. Last winter, I wintered in the City of Light. Didn't appreciate the place, so I decided to move into the countryside.
Oh, you were in the City of Light last winter.
Mhm.
Did you, by chance, run into the Bramblebard circus?
She kind of thinks for a moment, then just like makes a little sing-songy tune, but then she's like, I've not actually. I'll be honest, I'm not really one for the circus.
Right. That's all right. They were there, and we just looking for any sort of insight as to how their performance was and that sort of thing. You know, from a fellow performer to a performer.
Well, I can tell you there's been some changes of authority in the City of Light, and
Has there?
apparently some of the lords have been taking on more and more authority from the king. It's not a coup. I mean, there's rumors and all, but you know how those rumors go.
Right. And what about the king? Is he a bit elderly, like his lordship here?
Oh no, he's still in his prime. I think he's only like 30 seasons old, if that. But his 2 sons.
His 2 sons.
His 2 sons.
How old are they? He's only 30. When did he start spawning offspring?
Well, one of them is 13. He's the bastard,
Oh,
and the
there's
other
always
is
one,
the
at
other
least.
is 10.
And what about them? What have they been up to?
Well, I think the youngest one was sent away to one of the churches, from what I understood.
Huh.
For proper training. Some talk about him being chosen for some divine patron profession, something. Knowing the royals, he'll probably come out of it in some shiny armor and with the title of paladin.
Oh, that is so typical. They're not very imaginative, are they?
No.
No. So he's essentially sent his youngest, that's the legitimate heir,
Mm-hmm.
off to church, and he's kept the bastard with him.
Oh yeah, his oldest son can be seen at court.
I see. And various lords are sort of inserting themselves into.
Oh yeah, from what I heard in town from the rumors before I left, there's a change in the hierarchy of the nobles, of the high houses and the low houses, of who has authority over what.
I see. Is there anything else interesting we should be on the lookout as we
I would definitely say avoid, especially with your two compatriots, the Tusky ones.
Right.
You definitely want to make sure that you're cautious if you run into any slavers out there.
What is that on the rise then?
Well, I mean, from what the arenas have been showing, apparently orcs and half-orcs are in high demand in the arenas. Especially since any noble can, declare trial by combat and have their champion prove their cause. Knowing the nobility, that's probably why they've had changes in the hierarchies of the houses.
Right. Well, I think there's only one thing to be done about that. So,
And pretty much at that point she says, I agree, and she pounces on top of you.
excellent answer. Right.
Is this alright now?
Yeah, of course. You can have whatever you want.
Including love and hugs.
Yes, all the love and hugs. Excuse me while I have to sound like Eggsy all the time. It's very hard for me to stay in this accent. Oh, right.
Hop.
So, I'll reciprocate in kind because she is a lovely one, and I feel like she could possibly, potentially, maybe be like a soulmate, maybe.
Aww.
Right.
At least for the hour.
At least for right now. Catch me tomorrow. Don't know.
Could be a different tune then.
Oh, indeed.
No, but they'll sing many ballads.
All of them. Multiple times.
It'll start with a minor key and then it'll go major, and then they'll go from parallel thirds to parallel fifths.
Yes, you did say you were working on chord progression, and we all know how that goes.
Right. We have to repeat and practice the chord progression.
And then you have to retune as things heat up.
Absolutely.
As
And
things
special
loosen up.
fingerings on the lute.
Things get interesting.
Oh,
when it's
indeed.
staccato.
Special fingering. And then one has to work their embouchure a lot as a bard.
Oh,
Yes,
indeed.
but it's all for that crescendo.
It is.
It's all for a strong finish.
It's all for music. Perfectly serious business.
And you do notice that in her room, she basically all of her belongings seem very eclectic. Like her clothing doesn't really match per se, but it's close enough that it matches. It's just like obviously different styles and locations where things were picked up.
So she's travelled a bit.
It definitely seems that she's a traveler.
All right then. Well, I mean, I can respect that. We're travelling folk.
Mm. And then of course she wants to know in return, after the next lesson,
Right.
all about you and your circus. I mean, how long have you? It must be amazing to be in a traveling circus.
Oh, we've grown
She
up
said she wasn't
together.
much for circuses.
She wasn't, but that's why she's curious.
It's fantastic growing up, training, honing your skills, and of course the camaraderie of a shared purpose for the performance and other goals that you might have in common.
So where does your circus normally stay?
Well, this is on a normal route, and normally we camp outside of his lordship's grounds, but it's very kind of him to put us up in the actual, manor castle sort of thing. We have a winter camp in And, but the winter camp is sort of wherever we wind up. And then, we sort of stay there for the winter and then we start travelling again. But this is a regular stop for us.
Oh, well, I'm just glad I was here at the exact right time to meet you.
I'm so glad you were here at the exact right time. That's magic, like fate. Or, something like the heavens made a decision. Very exciting, that. Am I now feeling like a little hesitancy about how fortuitous, strangely...
Why? You're having a good time. I mean,
right.
are you suspicious by
roll
nature?
perception.
Or
insight.
No, I'm a sucker for pretty face. It's a flaw.
It's a thing.
I don't see it as a flaw.
No,
I see it as a survival mechanism.
No, Evie, darling, she said flop. She flopped right onto the bed.
Right.
And then they discussed chords all night.
All night, all morning. We tried the coda. We went for the refrain. There was a reprise. Several verses. The chorus.
Fingering work on the mandolin.
Right.
It was a fretting situation.
Right. I like to keep my hands agile with a lot of finger practice.
That was a good stall for me to come back. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so you guys go back to doing what you're doing.
Right, the practice.
The roosters start crowing as the sun comes up. The poor gnome, you wake up, and literally there's a crow on top of the wagon just going nonstop.
Crows, cheeky.
Little buzzard.
You just hear the whole, it's like thread being pulled.
Get out of there, little bastard. I'll get up and shoo him away.
Okay, so Violet,
Yes.
you wake up in a barn with 3 of your friends.
They go well together.
No, I don't know which one they used. That was a practice roll. That was
hungover, probably, because that was a large keg.
So you did drink to excess, I take it?
Oh, she's even got a tankard. That's awesome.
So,
Ha 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 ha.
well, why don't you give me a Constitution save to see if you are hungover?
Oh dear.
So you might not be.
Okay. What am I?
No, one's a
What
one.
am I rolling?
A
This one
D20
is at
plus
the
your
top.
Constitution.
9 plus 2, 11.
11. Yeah, you're hungover.
Yeah.
You're still feeling it with your drinking to excessness. But that's okay, because, the guys were giving you some of the good stuff.
They're giving me the good stuff.
Right.
They're my boys.
The private stock.
Yeah, we spent quite a bit of time talking while we were drinking the night before. And, asking what's going on in the area, what's been happening, because, we've been here before and I know these guys.
Okay, they basically tell you things suck. There has been 3 people executed over the winter.
Oh, that's a lot.
And if you don't watch what you say or do around the sheriff, you might be taken to the stockade and whipped. And one of the guys, you noticed he was kind of concealing it earlier, but kind of shows his back, and you can see that he's only got like a month or 2 of healing on a nice 5 lashings he took apparently for something.
Nice is a strong word in that case.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem with that. What did he supposedly do to get lashed?
Well, apparently he spooked the sheriff's horse, almost causing him to be thrown.
So he got lashed for that.
Yep.
I think the sheriff needs to learn how to ride.
Ooh. Pretty much all 3 of them will tell you don't say anything like that because, they don't want anything to happen to you.
You guys are so sweet.
Mm.
You're so sweet to me. Well, I love you guys. So, basically, they're farm boys, so I'm assuming they've got to get back to work.
Yep, that's why one of them's already taken off.
Yeah, because he had to get back. But the other two, I'm assuming they're getting ready to go.
And they're kind of lazily getting themselves together. They're not in a hurry to leave.
Okay. So while we're getting dressed, so does the sheriff actually live? Does he live in the copper house, or does he live in the castle itself?
He lives in the
Well,
castle,
his men use the copper house. He stays in the castle itself.
Little tower.
And what about these two girls that were with him?
Oh yeah, they're nice girls. I mean, it's just that once they saw the sheriff come to town, they just got enamored by his big city feel and wanted.
Sorry, that's. Oh no, that's terrible. All right.
Inception.
It's terrible. I was trying to mute it. Please go ahead.
And they've kind of hitched themselves to his horse, so to speak.
So sorry.
Podcast Inception.
So sorry about that. Should have been on it.
When your
earlier.
Facebook's the Facebook.
Right, no, that's better now. All right, sorry.
So they just kind of followed him around, but they're just only like 15, 16 years old. They're kids.
Well, people grow up fast in the wilderness.
15, 16 is a kid.
Right,
He's a
we
slime
do
bag.
not approve of his ways.
You do realize your half orcs like 12 or 13, but for half orcs they age quickly.
Well, yeah, but that's us.
Different
Half-orcs is us.
species.
Humans are different.
Humans are different. They're
They're
still
fragile.
children.
You know most of your boyfriends are like 17, right?
Yeah, but they're like 17. That's fine.
Okay.
Hey, this is medieval France. Everything is adults.
Don't die.
Thank you.
I hear it's something you never quite recover from.
Ah,
You got a
In
cleric.
the UK, 16 is legal.
Oh, I still don't approve of
Yeah.
this fellow.
Yeah.
But pretty much their big important thing is to tell you just be careful and just watch what you say. Because, people have gone missing. It's been assumed it was something in the wilderness happening, but people have gone missing.
Thank you. We'll watch what we say. We'll keep an eye on each other.
And pretty
if
much...
you hear of anything, you tell me.
So they want to know how long you're going to stay in town.
As long as it takes.
Oh, we'll be here, what did we decide, a week?
We didn't decide anything, I think.
But that's usually how long you stayed before.
Okay,
Right,
then
about a week probably. Yeah,
You'd stay a
then.
week, try to get on some cash, and then go on your way. Get the traveling money.
We could spread it out a bit if we needed to, because we're new or reorganization of the troops, sort of thing.
Or new management.
You restructured. It's a restructuring
Right.
year. Okay,
Yeah.
so
So, if we're going to be here, probably about a week, but we haven't really discussed it yet.
okay. So Rogue,
Yes.
you were working late into the night. Give
Not
me.
so late, just in order to find out where he is.
Well, go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Alright. Ugh, a 9.
Our dice are hating us today.
Apparently.
I know!
So
The moon is against us.
You
I
are
maxed out 2 out of 3 rolls on
late in the night. You're sneaking through
Down the hall.
You're sneaking
That's
down the
not
halls,
good.
and you think
You've
you
used up your mojo.
know what room is his
My
room.
parents stole it this week.
Okay, are you going to inspect the door, like listen at the door, or are you just going to be, that's where he stays and go on your way?
Now I'm going to listen at the door.
Okay.
So, stealth again?
Yep.
Natural 20!
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Well, and so is that for hiding at the door or listening at the door?
Listening would be perception, dude.
Yeah. Watch.
so stealth.
Okay.
So it'd be hiding.
Okay.
I am the shadows. I am the night. Hold it. I am the shadow. I am the night.
That was your 9 because you were monologuing while speaking?
No. I was trying to get into character.
Right.
Okay, so you're listening at the door
I am
and...
Mademoiselle Dangerous.
That was her going up the stairs, singing her own theme song.
Like Kronk, you know. Da, 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 da.
So you come to the door and you hear 3 voices talking, and then you hear a slap, slap, and some crying.
We're going to have to kill him.
Bitch must pay!
Already on my to-do list, murder the sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yes.
have someone else murder him for us. That's better.
Oh, the gods will smite this son of a bitch.
I wish to use my hands. It gives me
So
pleasure.
what do you do while you're listening at the door and you hear this?
I can't take them all by myself.
Do you want to peek through the peephole?
Yes.
Give me a perception at disadvantage for your shitty peephole.
What?
You're looking through a peephole trying to see what's going on in a room. You're at a disadvantage.
I'm an advantage for
Okay,
a
that would
reason.
be a 9
Or,
or a 14.
so a 9.
A 9.
You're looking through the peephole and trying to listen and trying to fill in the blanks of what you can and can't see. And you get the idea that one person is smacking another person and the third person is cheering them on.
Cheering them on.
Well, egging them on. How about that? If you want more, you would have needed to roll better.
Do what? He's making them fight each other?
Oh, that's
Or-
hot.
Or maybe
He likes
Why
to be
would,
snagged.
unless she's a sadistic, one of the other girls is sadistic and...
she just doesn't want to be the one who's getting beaten. So she's like, oh, right, you should definitely hit her.
Her, go.
It wasn't me. I'm very good.
I didn't laugh at you.
Yeah,
Right.
she did.
I know
So-
how to handle your equipment the way you like it handled.
So how long are you going to hang out inside the door listening?
No, I'm going to take
Okay.
off now. I'm going to go grab some shut-eye. Now that I've ascertained where they are and ascertained that he's an ass
Right.
even more.
Confirmed. Oh, she doesn't like them.
Entertain the assosity.
Okay, so where are you heading to sleep?
Veracity. Remember he set us up with those rooms on the other side?
Well, I was wanting to know, not all of you decided to use the rooms.
I will go to the rooms that the Chancellor gave us.
Okay. I can catch you like a 4-hour sleep.
Actually,
You're
I
half
don't need
elf.
to sleep.
That's
I'm half
fine. 4-hour trance, use
Yeah,
your
I'll
long
just
rest.
take an hour some meditation.
Well, you still want your 4-hour meditation for a long rest.
Okay, flowers. That's all I need.
I mean, I found
Just
some
sweet play.
meditation
I am ready.
in a certain context.
From a certain point
She
of view.
focuses more on the body aspect
Right.
of meditation.
No, I mean, there was some time when I was on my back relaxing. It was very meditative.
I bet.
So, morning has come. You guys are all waking
That's
up.
not the only thing that's...
So what is all of your plans for the morning, especially since you're all spread apart?
Well, I've got to go back to the castle because I need to help set up our equipment for the big show.
Okay.
Do another show.
Or in the big or biggish top.
And I am going to relay to them what I discovered last night. In my journeys.
Right, I'm going to wander through town collecting gossip
Oh.
as I make my way back to, I've got to get some hot bevy, I've got to get sausage roll,
No.
maybe bring some back for the troop.
Yes, please.
Right, bring back some for the troop.
It's Shakespeare's Bring Me Back Too.
Right, there's a corner shop called Shakespeare's. And you'd think it was a shack o' spears, but it's sort of figurative language for the, spear-shaped sausages they turn into sausage rolls.
Nice cover.
Thank you.
That
So-
was.
Apparently, I didn't pick my sub-race as a gnome.
You have a sub race.
I was assuming
Dude.
you were going rock so you could have your tinkering.
Yes,
things.
but I didn't write any of that stuff in.
Oh,
So-
right. You should do
yeah,
that.
you should
Yes, I
definitely.
definitely should.
Do you need a book or you got the book?
I got the book.
Because the rock gnome's got some cool things.
Yes. So I'm going to spend for the performance today on a device because I have plans for our juggler.
I hope they're good plans.
It's going to be a toy soldier.
Oh, that can't go bad, can it?
Right now.
It's never going to go bad.
So, about your rumor mongering,
Right. I mean, collecting.
collecting of rumors. So, why don't you roll me a d20 there? Oh, that's a good one.
It's an 18. What am I
You
adding
could,
to
you
it?
could throw in your persuasion if you'd like.
Right. 23. Very charming.
Very.
Yes, you are.
Right.
That's our Ray.
So, while you're going about town doing your rumor mongering, you're hearing many of the folks are, so glad to have you back. I mean, your circus So not only have you found out that, of course, the people are happy that you guys are back because
Right.
it's been a long and miserable winter.
Sounds
You
terrible.
found more details to the scarlet fever you were hearing about. It seems to be a very peculiar disease. It doesn't like a fever normally hits like the whole household. Everyone who's there gets the miasma.
Right.
But in this case, the fever was very selective in who it would take out of every household.
Was it? Sort of like strategically useful.
Between all the people you talk to, it's interesting because it's not just like the young and the old or the middle aged dying. It would just be one or two people out of every family.
Right.
And there go the kitty
I'm
cats.
good.
Doesn't seem to be a pattern that you can tell, but it definitely seems to be peculiar the way the disease spread. Now, you also actually make, you refresh some relationships while you're carousing through town,
Right.
reconnecting with people that you've been with. So who are the 3 allies that you're reconnecting with in town? And we're talking about instant con-face reconnection, In this case, I guess would be Carny Face.
Yeah, right.
As these are folks that completely 100% trust
Anybody want some of the last wings?
I've had a few.
Feel like we go to Shakespeare's a lot. So, and as one of the principal eateries in town, it's a good, sort of connection there. Everyone goes.
So is it like the owner's wife, the owner who's a lady?
Oh, the owner's a lady.
Is she a widow or single?
Oh, there we go.
She's very merry and a widow.
Oh, lovely.
Doesn't mean she's lonely.
Oh, she's happy. I mean, she's merry. She's, widowhood is agreeing with her. And there's so many options for how to spend your widowed years. And I'm just so impressed by how thoughtful she is, how insightful, so smart. If I hadn't met that bard, I'd just be so overcome by the love in my heart right now.
Sampling her shepherd's pie.
It's so good. It's very juicy.
D&D After Dark.
Apparently, I can't help myself.
For only $9.99 a minute, you can roleplay too. Do you have what it takes to pull out your vocal sword and go snicker-snack? Let's find out for only $9.99 a minute. Is it a round?
Around. Right.
Roll initiative, soldier. The adventure begins! Oh, wait, that's Dungeon Crate.
Right.
Finish her.
Oh.
That's Mortal Kombat.
Yes, please.
Roll for initiative. All right. That was a good roll
Yeah.
too.
It's warming up to you.
So, I think she's one of our allies.
Mm-hmm.
We've known her for a while. She might be impressed by how grown up I am now.
You've blossomed from a lovely girl to a lovely woman.
Right.
The winter's been good to you. You are the winter rose.
Right, I just have so much curiosity. I just really have so many questions about life and things. So I think she's one of my, sort of allies.
And that was only the first one.
Right. Let's see, there's probably... I bet there's an older gentleman who used to work for the sheriff who's retired. And that old sheriff is gone now. Was he taken out by the plague? Or?
Well, for the longest time there was no sheriff. For like 2 or 3 years there was no actual sheriff because there wasn't a need for it. Everyone would just go straight to the Lord with the problems. He'd do the whole Solomon thing, cure the problem, done.
Right.
So there wasn't a need to appoint someone in that position. But the old sheriff was basically the woodsman that got promoted.
Right. So maybe it's the woodsmen that we're friendly with.
You see him out there sharpening his axe because it's too cold still for him to go out there and chop wood.
Right. Got to have a bit of conversation with him, I think. He might know the lay of the land and have some insight on the new sheriff and how he arrived in town and why he arrived in town and why is there such a crackdown on non-crime?
Well, from what he thinks with the new sheriff was the fact that, politics from the big city probably wanting to replace the Lord. But all he knows for sure is that the sheriff's men do try to keep people out of the west side of town, out of the woods.
Out of the woods. And are these new, these sheriff's men, did they come with the sheriff or are they
They
local?
actually came with the sheriff, and then a month later some more came down the road to basically replace the ones that came with the sheriff.
How many men does he have?
Well, we think he's got about 12 to 14, but they're traveling because apparently they do deliveries for the sheriff and take messages to other towns.
What does he need delivered? Right. Where did this sheriff come from originally?
Nobody's actually gotten that out of the sheriff. Now, maybe if you talk to one of those 2 girls that are hanging on to him like a tick on a dog.
What's that about? Do their families approve?
Well, their families know better than to not approve, if you get the meaning.
I do. Has there been any other particular interesting, special decisions made by this new sheriff?
Well, the new sheriff increased the taxes 20%, apparently to make up for losses that were never collected from previous years. According to him, there's some ledger he's got that says more money was owed. Of course, his lordship would pay any of that extra money out of his own pocket rather than, fleece the people.
Right, that's because his lordship is one of the good ones.
One of the few good ones.
Right. And, is there anything else about this sheriff of note? People seem very unhappy.
Just that he tries to put on a good face. He cares what people think, apparently. But he's a bad seed.
Well, I don't like the look of him, I have to tell you.
And you think it's bad now. I mean, if anything happened to him, his men would probably be 10 times worse than they are.
Huh.
Well, we might have to take out the men, too.
I mean, that sounds good to me. So, well, it's good to know. Can't think of anything else to ask this gentleman at the moment. Right, and so, we've got the Shakespeares and,
The woodsman.
the woodsman.
Are you blinking for a person of note? There's
Oh,
always
the
a washer
baker.
wench.
A washer.
Everyone talks to the baker.
And the public. Right, I'll go to the baker.
Okay. So Baker, really robust guy. I mean, you can tell he samples his product and gets to eat all the burnt bread and he can stomach. And he's really glad to see you guys. And would you like to take some bread with you on your trip? It's never too soon to stock up.
No, we definitely want to take some bread with us when we're leaving town, and we'll probably need some throughout the week while we're here, although his lordship's being very generous. But we'll want to make an order before we leave to take on the road with us. No one bakes bread like you do.
This is why you roll so well.
This is why she's got so many friends.
Right, and friends.
She's
And
got
other
a very
friends.
talented tongue.
Things seem like they've changed a bit here.
And basically through the talk back and forth, because of course a few people come in to buy some of his staples, and you get the idea that he's super careful about what he says.
Mm.
He says lots of metaphors and things, basically implying that, basically we're under new management and this is the way things are going to be. Because it's out with the old lord and in with his new lordship.
None of the sheriff's men are in the bakery, are
No.
they?
But you never know who's listening and who's going to talk.
We don't know who the narcs are.
That's right. We know, I think, what we need to do, which is murder them all. I mean, have someone murder them for us. So, do you have any other insights about the sheriff, his men, changes in town?
Other than with the sheriff's men, don't expect them to pay for what they take.
What's been going on? Have you had a bad harvest year, or...
Well, we had a silo fire right before the new sheriff came to reestablish order.
Really? Doesn't that seem a bit, unusual for town?
It happened a few days before he came to town. And
Did it? But, I mean, it's not it's a very careful community, usually. What happened? Was there any investigation about the silo fire?
well, unfortunately, none of us are really of the investigative type, and pretty much most of us would look at it and say, "Yep, it burned down."
Huh.
There was no way to prove how the fire
That's a
started.
fire.
Right. Well, that seems very unfortunate and unfortunately timed. And has the sheriff been understanding that you lost your silo and all of that?
He's
food stores.
supposedly cut back on the food tax, but the tax for any other commodities has been increased.
Huh.
Supposedly he sent some communiques outside of town to see if he could get some food brought into town,
Hmm.
but nobody seems to have any surplus to send our way.
Are people starving?
No, they're just a little undernourished. They're not. There's nobody dying of starvation.
Okay, good.
They've just leaned down. They've got that sexy leanness.
I mean, now that we're hungry and we want to overthrow the evil sheriff look about them.
Or they go out poaching.
Yeah, but they've been killed for that.
Only if they're caught.
Has there been a problem with poaching?
Not that anyone admits to. As you see him, kind of hide his, meat bread.
His meat pies. There been any other problems in the area?
Not particularly. I mean, there's, some... We think the sheriff's men might be up to trying to reopen the old silver mine, but that mine's been played out. But they borrowed a bunch of mining equipment, and that was a few weeks ago, and nobody's seen them rich with anything in their pockets, mainly because those fools don't know that mine was played out 20 years ago.
Are they trying to mine it themselves, or did they hire miners?
We haven't seen anybody but them. But then again, not many folks are allowed in that part of town, outside of town.
Is that the western part?
Oh yeah, it is. How did you know?
I just a certain intuition. Call it bard's intuition or elfin, magical, musical girl intuition.
That should be an anime.
Well, I think I've got what I can, and I'm going to wander back to the, rest of my compatriots with the sausage rolls and, some pasties and some things from the baker and, some nice treats.
So while you're doing this, you're staying in your room, just keeping to yourself?
Yep. Or at least until they get back so I can tell them what I found out.
Okay. So what is the gnome doing?
Finishing up the soldier,
Okay.
and then preparing mock parapets.
Okay.
I'm going to build in a little secret trapdoor for her.
Ah.
Cool.
And what is our cleric doing?
I have actually gone to trollop through the town.
Did you say trollop or tromp?
I said trollop. Not in the literal sense of the meaning, more just like, I'm wandering about, looking for people I know. Have I managed to track down the Holy Man? Or the more wizened of the godly arts in this town?
Possibly. Are you being just walking through town, or are you being sneaky?
Just walking.
Okay, go ahead and give me a d20 roll there and see. So who is this holy man you're looking for?
He's a man whom I've, on several occasions passing through, had intellectual discussions on religion, and though we have slightly varying belief systems, we're able to respectfully have discourse and share in the insights of the experiences we've had that have led us to our personal 17.
It takes you a while, but you do find him just outside of town. There's this little quiet, little almost like holy place that nobody's ever bothered to say it's a holy place. It just kind of is one of those
more
little
where the energy flows.
solitude. You go out there, you sit on the little stone bench, and just make peace with who and what you make peace with. You eventually find him out there, and he's just silently sitting there meditating.
I greet him as I approach, so as to not scare him. In the event that he is very deep within his
Conversations.
Yes.
And that, dear friends, is a good place to end it there.
Yeah.
Here in the force of Elandril, we elves defend the woods from beasts and men. I myself have helped drive off goblin raiders, slain a giant spider, and composed an elven symphony for the Blood Moon Harvest Festival, and that was before lunch. So when I'm not sliding down the trunk of a barbarian elephant beast after killing it and its occupants with only my dagger and a few arrows, I look forward to coming home to a Dungeon Crate. Dungeon Crate is a monthly subscription box service crafted specifically for RPG and tabletop gamers. Miniatures, dice, tokens, coins, maps, modules, terrain pieces, handmade items, RPG jewelry, and more are yours for only a few gold per month. You even get a digital crate along with a physical one as an added bonus. As an elf, I appreciate quality craftsmanship, and Dungeon Crate delivers, even if it's put together by humans.
Sir, sentries have discovered several dwarves and a wizard trespassing in our woods.
I was wondering what that smell was. DungeonCrate.com. Are you ready? Let the adventure begin.
Thank you for listening to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, a member of the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And remember, be careful out there. There be dragons about.
And he was a poodle chihuahua mix. Ugliest little rat bastard, but he was so freaking smart.
Rat being the operative.
Poodle and Chihuahua. Who would do that?
Oh.
It was accidental. My mom found him and 3 of his siblings in a dumpster behind the bar she worked at.
Aww.
I'm very happy to be the Hungarian Vishla.
It's the colors right and the personality traits.
Mm-hmm.
They line up with you.
And pretty lines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my girl. See, it looks like it's wearing a corset.
Yeah, it does.
See?
And sometimes it's sweet.
Personality traits line up with you really
And
well.
sometimes it's up to trouble. Oh my god, the babies are so cute.
They are.
Oh my
when they had that like Labrador,
The babies.
the whole derpy labby face.
Such ears, many adorable.
We had a Vislas.
So what about Jaaz? What dog is Jaaz?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I know Jaaz well enough yet. I'm kind of working on that.
Mm-hmm.
Cast your votes.
I don't.
It would be a
feel I
laid
know
back
him well enough
breed.
either,
It's,
but-
yeah, it's gonna be a
It'd be a
laid back
laid-back
breed,
breed.
like you are. Jim's a laid back,
Yeah, like maybe a
but
retriever.
still. Yeah, well,
How
it can be a little
snuggly are
high
you?
energy though sometimes.
Depends on who.
No, maybe
Depends on who.
no, it's some type of hound.
A hound.
Because hounds are very laid back.
Except when
They're
they're not.
chill.
Blue tick.
Yeah.
Except when they're
Like
working.
a foxhound.
But like when he's hunting Code, he's
Mhm.
hunting.
Mhm. Like
So
maybe a
he's some type of-
foxhound.
I just like how she said hunting code.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Well,
Exactly.
Do you have
I
any idea
know,
how much
but
of my
she-
code base comes off of Stack Overflow? I mean, really.
But the mere
We
fact that
don't
she
even
said
know
it.
what Stack Overflow is.
Exactly.
But I can see him as a hunting dog.
It would be one of the working breeds.
Yeah,
Oh look, there's Evie on the T Scouts
Yeah.
page.
my
Yay.
grandfather had prize-winning hunting dogs. People tried to steal them.
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah,
valuable.
you can't say hunting dogs, hunting dogs.
That's
Hunting
true
dogs.
because it was upstate New York, so we didn't.
That's right.
Mm.
Jeepers.
Yeah,
Aww.
they weren't allowed to be pets.
Tesla
yeah.
playing Bowie. Bowie playing Tesla. Mind blown. Because yesterday, you know how
Oh yeah,
Tesla launched the Tesla
Mm-hmm.
into the space.
The space.
Into the space. The space.
All of the space.
All of the space.
and he
All
played
of
it
this
in the
is-
Illusionist
Oh my
or
god.
the
yeah,
the
it was
Prestige
the Prestige. Yeah, you're right. It was the Prestige, not the Illusionist.
with Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman
That's
Mhm.
right. So good.
and Scarlett Johansson
Yeah.
And lots of hats and cats.
and Michael Caine.
Yes, yes.
I miss you guys.
Aww.
Miss you too.
Right back at you, babe.
Yes.
The best part of the encroaching deadline is that we'll get to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a plus.
The other parts of the encroaching deadline are not good, so we're not going to
discussing right now.
talk about it.
It just raises our stress levels.
We're going to ignore it. Does not exist at the moment.
See, I'm only concerned when we get to see you part.
My
See.
Sarah's coming. Finally, she's coming back. She couldn't last year,
Oh,
but she's coming back.
good.
Well, the good side is I deliver the wedding dress on Friday evening.
Yay!
Are you
So-
happy with it?
I am. I've just got to finish hand sewing the hem.
That's all.
It's
That's
more than halfway done.
so. That's easy peasy. You got
Yeah.
this. You got this, and your friend's gonna be so happy.
And she's
Yeah.
gonna look wonderful.
Yes.
I just want her to feel pretty.
Will you work on my wedding dress, Evie?
Honey, if you're going to have a wedding, I better see bows on all of our butts, and we all have to be on your side.
Oh hell, y'all, you guys, you realize you were all going to be there,
Wait
yes?
a minute. Wait a minute, Evie. Will you wear a tux with tails with a bow on your ass?
I will wear a tux with tails and a bow on my ass.
Because that would really please me a lot. Just.
In whatever colors Cody picks.
I mean, it's not my wedding, but I'm just throwing that out. Really good.
Nathan and I have talked a lot, actually, about doing steampunk wedding.
Oh yes.
Let everyone wear whatever they want. Dressing is required.
Oh, I get to be an auntie of the bride and groom.
Oh,
Yes.
his colors are blush and bashful.
Mm.
Two distinctly different colors. Pink. They're pink and pink. The whole chapel's gonna look like it was hosed down with Pepto-Bismol.
Hey, what color tail tux do I need to make?
I don't know. I'm kind of... If you saw the new Beauty and the Beast, what he wears into their little dancing night, I want to make myself that,
The blue and
that
gold?
coat.
Oh, like
It's always blue and gold.
you know,
Mhm.
we have got a whole team of people
I know.
who will help you make this happen.
We
An
also have to
entire
find something.
team.
We also have to find a thing that'll work for Nathan.
You're both beautiful. It's really not hard to dress either one of you.
And we're
Yeah.
pattern shaped, almost.
I'm sorry, what?
Like, I'm mannequin sized. I'm like stock size. When I went for the fitting at the menswear place, they're like, "Oh, you're like perfectly into all of these. We've got to go a half size different on the shirt, but it fits everywhere." It's like, cool. So we're about like standard uniform size.
Yeah, and you guys can wear roughly the same
Yeah.
things, which is not an experience I've ever had with anyone I've ever been romantically involved with. So,
I also take it that you were majority of the time the bustier of the two. Majority of the time. Majority of the
it's majority. Yes, Cody. The majority TT. Majority TT. Yes, Lord. Are we recording this? Because it's some magic.
We're doing audio, so we got that.
All right, good. Because apparently we
That's
got
almost as bad as that old joke. How do you spell attic?
A TTIC.
Oh Jesus! I have not heard that.
You've
since...
never heard that?
No, I haven't heard that since elementary
okay.
school.
No, that's why I said old joke. Hey,
I
spell attic.
started having noticeable acreage in like 3rd grade, and by 4th grade, all the boys were like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "They're called breasts." I was super diplomatic on those days. I had not yet honed my powers of like subtle conversational skills, so
Or goth wanting to watch the world burn.
no, I still tried to be a happy, perky child in those days.
Were they perky?
They were pretty fucking perky at 11. So
Hey, sorry, you just left that door wide open.
I did. I just lobbed
She
it up
busted
there.
it out of the way.
Sorry, what, Lovey?
Flat as a board till 10th grade.
Oh.
My mom was flat like a board until she was 52, and then she was like, boom! My dad came back to Arizona, looked at her and looked at her and said, "Whose are those?"
No, I was wearing a training bra until 10th grade. And I went from a AA to a C cup in 1 year.
So I skipped the whole training bra thing. After between 6th grade, or actually between 5th grade and 6th grade, boom, B overnight.
Jesus.
Literally,
It was painful.
it was, and I'm like,
Yogi
oh.
started everything early.
So,
In 4th grade, she was already
oh,
at boobs and bleeding and everything.
oh God.
that sucks.
So, that must have been a grave disappointment for you to suddenly, like, to be used to being, svelte and sporty, and then to lose some of that aerodynamic quality.
You
That's
know,
a nice way of
I
putting
love you
it.
so much for saying svelte.
I'm sorry, what?
I love you so much for saying svelte.
You are so welcome. I have this vision of you as Evie Kunigunda,
Excuse me.
the younger years,
Should I open this back
the
ice?
svelte,
Or-
yes, the svelte Valkyrie goddess of high school.
Yeah, I was Susie Spartan, though. I was the school mascot.
That's awesome. See?
Oh my god, I love it!
Yeah, I'd run out with the band at halftime and do pratfalls and shit. It was awesome. I had no cheering section. It
Nice.
was awesome.
That's brilliant.
As a school mascot, I could do whatever the hell I want.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
My high school, it was the
Great time my
Panthers.
senior year.
Bobcat.
Bobcat, Panther.
I started
What
as a
were you,
cowboy.
Jaaz? What was your high school mascot?
I think
Jim's
it
was
the
a
Bobcat,
ranger.
too.
Oh yeah, mine was
You were
across the
what?
street.
I think it was the Bobcat too.
Huh, what were you?
We were the Hornets, and our colors were orange and black, like a hornet.
We were technically green and white, but then when I was in high school, it was green, black, and green and black.
So Booker T. Washington Hornets, we had a pretty fierce sting, I guess. I don't know.
High pregnancy rates?
No,
Jim went to Rincon right over here.
no. For Oklahoma, we had low pregnancy rates.
So that's good.
Only 10% of our graduating class.
Only. I was referring to the vicious sting.
Oh no.
Oh look, the
Yeah.
camera's just on the ladies.
Oh.
Oh, and
hands.
Cody's crotch.
Ow.
Ooh la la!
Oh my goodness. Cody, my darling, will you toss the bones and get me more chicken, please?
Yes.
Thank
Would
you.
you just chop mine?
Of course.
One
you
of
get
these
enough?
days.
Yeah.
There's more chicken. You can eat the chicken. Get the chicken. And I don't mean the chicken on my plate. So right now the boundaries are right here.
Mm-hmm.
The end of Kelly's character sheet.
Okay.
And
My
Thank you,
sack.
Evie.
the napkin that's on the other side of the paper towels.
Okay,
This one.
dokie.
Yep, with the fork in it.
Okay.
Because see, I can't see what it is, but here I can see what it is.
I'm just kind of got this. I'm looking across the table.
Do you have a good view?
Yes, of course she does.
Aww.
Oh,
The best.
Well,
The best.
mostly I'm not going to be able to see a map much, so
We don't currently have a mat down. We should put you up on a box again and then angle it so you can see
I used
better.
to be
You guys
above
aren't
my
going to
head.
believe this.
What?
The Westmount Wildcats is what it was.
Oh.
I thought it sounded familiar.
Alright, if we
But
could
I'm
put
worried.
this...
It's interesting that 3 of us were feline.
We're shaking your
I'm
world.
still a feline.
My high school mascot was a wildcat.
Oh, see, so you were both wildcats, panther and a bobcat.
Alright, now if we could
Meow.
how's that, Evie?
Oh, now I'll be able to see everything.
Exactly.
Now you just see the craft table.
Right, and we'll just lean in and wave at you.
Oh, that was actually good lean in. There, do that again.
Oh, hello.
You're live, by the way.
Oh,
Hi, Facebook.
Hello, Book of the Faces.
I have to remember that I'm Exy. I'm not so posh for this one. It's tough because I've done a lot of posh today.
Well, basically, I've got a great view of nasty woman. So yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I keep forgetting I'm wearing this exactly, except that it's very comfortable.
On the left, I see Jocelyne's boobs. On the right, I get Kelly's boobs. No face.
Wait, do you see more boobs?
Well, they kind of
See that
precede
treasure
me.
trail of hair.
It's good to know that this is not safe for work, right, Jim?
Yeah.
Not work appropriate.
I mean,
It
it's
has
not
these
like
same disclaimers
not-
last time.
And
Look, and partial nudity.
male nipples are okay.
Which is bullcrap because they have not as much purpose.
Well, it has nothing to do with purpose.
But I'm that whole like, the entire thing is based in stupid.
Well, I mean, nipples are nipples are nipples.
Exactly.
In my
They should
opinion.
all be equal. But I brought my runestones, guys.
Ooh.
I can do actual things.
Oh.
And they're amethyst and they love me.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So you brought a prop. A proper prop.
I use these.
Because you will have to cast
Well,
the
yes,
bones.
but also for...
He's going to cast the bones.
He's going to cast the
He's going
bones.
to tell your fortune.
Oh, who's getting a boat? What?
Alright, I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be back.
Okay,
Good
grab your drink.
choices.
Can I have
I
one?
like to wave at people with my braids.
I have one.
Here, I'll just
Little bit lower. You gotta go a little bit lower. There. Oh, that's
Yay,
perfect.
Mom.
Just look out for your ranch.
Yeah, no, I've already had a ranch accident.
And
It was ranchy.
Incident. It was ranchy.
This episode brought to you by rum.
Rum!
Well,
Rum!
lower your
Yes,
glass.
rum.
There you go. There you go.
Rum.
To
I've
rum.
got
To
the fruity
rum.
rum.
And apparently,
Fruity rum.
Circle K. Or
And-
this
Am
Rum!
Am I a cannibal? I'm eating, drinking fruit rum. Oh no.
You have a really bad habit of doing that. The timing.
It's just...
Oh, darling.
Yeah.
You're just eating.
Says every guy ever. It just.
OMG.
This is my second glass of rum.
Oh my god, I haven't used that particular idiom in a long time. Or heard it in a long time.
How long
I'm a
was
plant.
it?
I thought you guys were called a fruit.
Oh my
Do
god.
my ironically elven hair.
Oh,
I'm gonna do the whole look like
I
a
love
young
that movie.
head
Evolution
start.
process. You got a
oh
beetle,
yes. there
a
you
water
go.
elemental, and a gelatinous.
Are we gonna die?
No, I just threw those up. Something on the camera because it's all lonely on the camera.
Can I ride the beetle in the battle? It's a battle beetle.
It's a battle beetle.
That's what
Or you can just harvest it.
Hold it, get it? Beetle Bailey was a soldier.
Oh my god! I was actually thinking of the Volkswagen and how it was. The beetle, it could be like a battle beetle.
That would be armor it.
Hey, the blue beetle has seen lots of battle.
Yes, it has. 3 cheers for the blue beetle.
And let's not forget when Bumblebee was actually a Volkswagen.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh.
When Bumblebee was a little yellow Volkswagen.
Those were the good days.
Yeah.
No, I am the babushka.
Hey, he almost looks like the Baba Yaga picture.
Oh,
The Baba
that
Yaga.
creepy. We never have to see that creepy Bobby Yaga picture again.
I miss Baba Yaga.
Am I like the only clueless? Like,
No,
that's
at the Oliver house, there's this
oh,
creepy ass. We call it the Baba Yaga.
Because it looks like a little
Oh.
old Russian woman in the head covering.
is she in the
And she's
bathroom
all
watching you pee?
Hunched.
No,
she's
no,
in the
she's outside.
hallway. But the problem is, me and Brittany mocked her, and my water cup, as I'm filling it up from the water thing, exploded.
And when they took a picture, a single picture of it, it like took tons.
It took 10
And
pictures, but each only a line of
it
the
was
picture
weird.
on each one. It was
You
super
do look like
painful.
Baba Yaga right now.
And the best part is, when we went there the next year, I took a picture with the flash on, and it looks completely different with flash.
Oh,
It's even spookier, because all the white
Yeah.
highlights in the picture come out.
spookier.
Hey,
Spooky.
I still don't know about that staircase.
Well, we're. Oh my gosh. Not yet.
I've
need
got
this?
my wizard dice.
Maybe.
Well, do you want to
Speaking
shamelessly plug?
Yeah, I think there's only like 24 hours almost left on the Polyhero
Rogue dice.
Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can start
and-
putting more money into them. Like, I want these special little things.
Oh, I know. Are you kidding?
It's
I'm
gonna hurt.
so getting the 5d8 booster pack of crossbow bolts. Hell yeah! I want a hunter set. Ooh.
Let's see,
I'm
I
very
got 2
happy
sets,
about my
so-
large dice.
Did you get them to start flashing me again?
I haven't tried.
I'm hoping they will regenerate.
Let's see.
You know
Where's
what it
the
was? We
20?
were just looking at them too much. Aha!
That
There's a
one works.
flash.
Oh.
They both flash again.
What it
Woohoo!
was the pressure before was
Right.
too much for them on camera.
Right.
I mean, they weren't paid screen talent.
No, they weren't. It's a lot. There's a lot to expect. So, yeah.
Actually, huh.
What? Qua?
They probably recharged themselves with their own accelerometers, so they were probably just out of power.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh. That's
Although,
cool.
with the rogue set now, by the way, baby,
Mm-hmm.
then you get a D2, a D3, and a D4 gratis.
So, yeah, the cool thing is that the rogue set has hit its.
It has funded.
It has
Oh, yeah.
funded entirely. It's hit a bunch of really cool stretch goals. The dice look fantastic. The color selection is really awesome. And you have 24 hours left to back the rogue set on Kickstarter. Just look up Polyhero Dice.
Mm-hmm.
And, it might pop up with the Wizard set, which was a great set, but that one's funded and done. The Rogue set is in process of funding right now. And one of the things I love about the Polyhero Dice is how good they are about their communication.
They're the best. Oh my god, they're always letting you know. Always.
Yeah. And, even when they have some, snafu or problem, they're very good about, letting you know what's going on, owning up to any issues. They don't
They even
pretend.
send pictures.
Yeah, they're
which
really
is
great.
great. Like, say, yeah, we got these samples back from the manufacturer. We're not pleased with them. As you can see, they're not quite up to snuff. So we're going to make sure that we get you the best possible, which is fabulous.
They are
Yep.
fantastic. And the designs are just really,
Awesome.
frankly, badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, the D2 is a skeleton key, which is cool. The D3 is a grappling hook that you can spin. And the D4, the extra D4, is the rope for the grappling hook.
Super
Aw.
rad.
And the arrow is
So,
cool.
and these are Kickstarter items only.
Yep.
Right. And the I love the D20. The lockpick set
Mhm.
is really rad.
Yeah.
Let's
extra lock
see how
pick.
loud we can get this.
Oh, you're playing the video?
Let's see if the camera doesn't take offense. Let's make sure Evie can see it. I really do like the new video.
Yeah.
And you guys know the Warrior set has a game that goes along with the dice, right?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Actually, there is. And right now, the only warrior sets they have are the ones from the original one that they had done. So it's base opaque colors. I have the purple.
Cool.
But they are actually considering re-releasing in the newer color schemes and styles. So that could be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know if they're going to do the cleric set next because they had already kind of designed it, and it was the rogue that won the vote. They're very, very. They let the community decide the votes.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Vote driven for a lot of things.
Community driven, vote driven. And I love that, dice are dice. And you think, what's there to improve on with dice, right? Like, you may have your preference with color.
Mm-hmm.
You may have your preference like, oh, my favorite dice is a D10 just for reasons. I mean, my reasons are that I love White Wolf. But, whatever, right? And so it seems like, what can you do with dice? But they've really managed to find this beautiful synergy between all of our shared collective experience as tabletop gamers and the stories that we experience in RPGs and the shapes of the dice, and they're very functional, but they're badass.
Yeah. Now I'm going to plug something. I actually wrote a review, so you can check that out on the Creative Playing Podcast Network, about the Polyhero dice, and it basically also states, that in a game that is driven by so much imagination, these give you one more way to immerse yourself in the game and the fun of it. It just helps you. I mean, it's like it just adds an extra level of cool.
they push the envelope with, let me see if I can put my thoughts into word form.
Have more rum if you can.
Right? IAR. Imagination Augmented Reality.
There we go. See, I like that. And like I said, how cool is it to roll for fireball damage
With
for
a
a fireball spell with a bunch of fireballs?
Yeah.
It's fireballs. Roll for damage.
And they can be clearly seen across the table, which is nice.
Exactly. I thought that was so
They're
cool.
ginger-free. They go well with red.
They do go well with
All
red.
of them. And then the purple, and then these ones are just burnt and blue.
Boom.
I'm like,
So,
Awesome.
Jaaz, as someone who actually tends to play a sorcerer or wizard or some sort of caster class, how do you feel about these polyhero wizard dice?
The thing I play the casters for is to be weird, and it's awesome having a weird die set.
that's yeah.
That's valid.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait for the Rogue one to come out because it's got crossbow bolts.
Who are we kidding? You're going to be playing with that lockpick.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
D20 all the
Anytime
time.
I roll to check, I'm going to use that D20. Oh my god, that
All
is
the
so
time.
cool. So it's a little different. It's a 2-piece die where you have a hidden rolling system basically. And when you click it into place, you can see what the number is.
Yeah, we're thinking of making like special dice bags just for some of these
Yes.
sets. So that you have like a little pocket inside your dice bag or on the outer edge that closes. so
Your
that
lockpick?
you can put things like your lockpick that are multiple pieces that you don't want to just like ramble around in your regular dice set.
That's a good idea.
And I am a dice addict. I love dice.
Mm.
Oh my god, I love dice so much.
Dice hole.
Huh? Yes,
Oh,
that's
yes.
your surprise face. Yes. Oh, in the article I said dice addict. Well, my husband calls me a dice whore, and it's true. I love dice.
Yep.
I mean, I
That's the dicey
resemble that
situation.
remark.
Most of you hadn't seen her fake dice collection.
Oh my god, my fate. You know your bag? I have one full of just my fate dice. My white wolf, excuse me, not fate, white wolf.
No,
No, my white wolf. I have a Crown Royal bag just for my white wolf 10-sided dice.
Well,
You mean the company who makes dice bags that comes with a free bottle of booze?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, because
You need booze to
Yes.
Wait. Are they a Canadian company?
They are Canadian.
Yep.
Haha!
We can thank
Well,
the Canadians.
Thank
love
you,
the Canadian-
Canada.
oh Canada, thank you.
We need to like maybe rework the Canadian national anthem as an ode to dice, but I don't know it well enough to do that on the spur of the
Oh,
moment.
stamina.
Oh,
Constitution.
dice whore. You
And what's
roll
cool is now you
with
get the
me.
non-standard dice,
Yeah.
like the D2s, like
The heads up.
I always did a 6-sided, you know, and you would, you know, okay, 1 through 3 would be this, you know, or if you
Yeah,
did
but I
3-sided,
love this.
1 through
Odds
2
and
is
evens, you know.
yeah, but
I love this.
I like
So
it. You can
good.
actually
And you don't
flip
flip
it.
a coin, you flip a book.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I love the skeleton key for the rogue set. That looks really cool.
Yeah, actually, and because I totally missed it on the last one, I actually have a wizard dice. The extra D20 is coming in the mail right now.
The orb.
It's a wizard's hat. You spin it.
That's right.
I got it in Violet Storm. It's so pretty. It's this. It is a translucent, gorgeous purple with a turquoise sort of aqua color for it. It looks really cool.
I'm excited. I'm
Because
excited for these ones.
I missed it at the last
come.
Kickstarter.
Yes.
I got the fireballs, but I forgot to get the little wizard hat.
I did not see the wizard hat. That's
I
right.
know, so that's why I'm like making sure that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, if you have any questions, we definitely love the Polyhero dice.
Yes.
I
Oh my
definitely
God.
give it a natural 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
Critical hit.
Oh no, definitely.
Kelly gave it a crit on the D20
Yeah.
scale.
And I have the wizard, the warrior set too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
You are a big fan.
yeah.
Oh yeah, she
because-
got so excited when Mark had it at the store.
Yeah, I actually
Yes.
got that one in a brick and mortar store.
Mm-hmm. Because he backed a Kickstarter too, I believe.
Exactly. Well, this was just the
Mhm.
So, but there
Super
is
awesome.
a game. They have a game that you can play with the warrior set.
Right on.
It's called Knights and something like that.
But it does require 2 sets of your dice.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Because you actually like rock, paper, scissors,
Yeah.
take the different pieces and things.
Oh.
I think they were going to be talking about doing They did an expansion
Yeah.
on one, but because I know the chatter on the community posting is, "Hey, are we going to have other
Mhm.
Shadow.
ones
And
with the new?"
And they did post on the Warrior
Wizard
page that
and-
if you have games that you come up with your Wizard or Warrior dice, let them know so they can share it with the community.
Mostly, the games we've come up with are kicking ass at D&D.
Yeah.
Boom.
Speaking
Boom.
of,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Everyone
are
have,
we ready?
Does
Of
everyone
course.
have enough food?
Yes. Did I
Enough,
give you your
enough
sheet?
libation?
Not yet.
I've got it.
I'm working on libation, but more can come.
Enough
Is there-
character sheet?
Yes. May I pass this to
The
you to throw
scroll
into
says
the...
yes.
the garage.
8.
I will finish your pizza bone.
Thank you for finishing my pizza bone, Cody.
Now with 20%
Did you not
more.
want that?
No, I'm all done. Thank you.
You're full.
I
Now with
love
20%
pizza.
more character sheet.
Cody, you want to have some of this shipping with me?
Alrighty, where, sweetheart,
Okay.
why don't you give us the when
Do you want
last
a
we
drumstick
met?
or
What?
a wing?
First,
What's
and that, dear friends, is a good place to end it there.
Yeah,
on
no.
Jocelyne.